Hey guys, if you are over 50 and thinking about coming out to Southeast Asia and thinking about dating or settling down here, a lot of foreigners come out here to Southeast Asia hoping for romance, but many eventually kind of figure out that staying single actually makes a lot of sense. And so in today's video, I'm going to break down why staying single over 50 in Southeast Asia can give you the freedom, the peace, and lifestyle you've been dreaming of. Stick around for today's video. Alright guys, so I'll just jump right into it. So number one for me is freedom and flexibility. Since being single, I have figured out that I really do just enjoy being free and flexible. Like I don't have to go off of anyone else's schedule anymore. If I want to go somewhere, wake up at a certain time, eat at a certain time, watch a certain movie, whatever, I have the freedom and the flexibility to do so. Because when you're single, you decide where you want to live, what neighborhood, what condo, what city, what country. Maybe I'm here 1 year in Thailand, maybe the next year you're in the Philippines or you're in Vietnam or Cambodia, and there's really no need to compromise with a partner. Your time is yours. Travel, your hobbies, even sleeping in, it all is dictated around your life, what you want to do. Nobody's dictating your schedule. And for me, I think this has been like one of the best things is that I wake up and I alone determine what I want to do for that day and where I want to go, what I want to do, and nobody else. And I really like it. And I think a lot of foreigners, after they've been in relationships for a long time, maybe a lot of foreigners come from the West and they've just gotten out of these long marriages, divorce, and they come over here and they think, yeah, let me find a good Filipina partner or Thai or whatever. And they start dating and they start to realize, you know what? Women are women everywhere. Now, they may be better looking, sweeter, maybe they're more feminine here and they don't mind cooking and doing the cleaning or whatever, but your time is still dictated a lot in part by another person, on where you want to go, keeping them happy, and what do they want to do as well during that day? What do you want to eat? So, and a lot of them kind of figure out later on that, I could have the best of both worlds, just date, possibly have a relationship at some point, but there's no hurry for it, and just enjoy the single life. And number two for me would be avoiding relationship complications. So let's be honest, many relationships out here in Southeast Asia involve big age gaps, cultural differences, and financial expectations. And when you're single, you don't really need to worry about any kind of financial expectations other than paying for the date or, what have you. A lot of foreigners end up in situations where they're pressured to support not just the girlfriend, but her entire extended family. Now you're paying, you want her to be with you full time, so you ask her to leave her job. Now you're paying her salary, maybe a little more spending money. Now maybe some money goes out to her family. Maybe she wants to start a little clothing business on the side, some online clothes or something. Then we gotta dish a little money out for that. Another family member has her father just had a heart attack, What are you going to do? Say no to giving some money out to her father? Most foreigners find that very difficult to do, and with good reason. I mean, if this is your girlfriend, fiance, or wife, how are you going to say no to that? And, if you stay single, you avoid those potential stress points. And it has been nice not having to worry about that. Number three is financial control. After 50, protecting your savings and your retirement funds is crucial. And it's nice that I can spend my money on me and what I want to do, and I can also make sure that I'm investing a lot more than I was before. And that's also very nice. So when I get older, perhaps I don't have to do this or do that. I can just kind of concentrate on building that nest egg even further. Staying single means you have complete control over your money, and you should anyway, even if you're in a relationship here. But that's not always the case, because there's pressure that, okay, let me give her this amount. Well, make sure she does the grocery shopping. I'll give her this amount to handle this, or what have you. It's nice to have 100% complete control over your money. No unexpected expenses tied to romance. And number 4 would be health and peace of mind. At this age, honestly, stress can do more harm than good. And I have found that, me personally, not everyone, even in a good relationship, there can be unwanted stress. The stress of keeping her happy, disagreeing over this, disagreeing over that. And, when it's just you, I don't really get into arguments with myself. I can't, that most of you guys are getting into arguments or stressing about things with yourself, maybe things outside, but within yourself, usually not. And I have found that drama-filled relationships just aren't worth the toll. And being single also lets you focus on your health. Gym, beach walks, healthy eating without distractions. And number 5 would be social life and community. Single life doesn't mean lonely. I think a lot of people to this day, they envision single and they just automatically think you're lonely. I've never had a bigger network of friends. In fact, I have more friends here, and I spend more time hanging out with friends and also, having dates. And I have more of a social life now, and I feel less stressed than really at any point in my life. And that is a fantastic feeling to have. So there's expat communities all over Southeast Asia, and they're strong. They're in the Philippines, they're in Vietnam, they're here in Thailand and Bangkok. I've discovered several groups that meet. Just going to your favorite place to listen to music. Other expats go there, and you strike up a conversation. It's very easy to meet people here, You got motorbike trips, you got barbecues, you got trivia night at the pub, and just all kinds of different things that you can do. And like Vietnam, you can go to language exchange, which was a great place for me to socialize and meet Vietnamese people, and then other expats also helping out. And yeah, it was great. And you can do that in a lot of different countries. Even here in Thailand, they have language exchange as well. So I found that you can build some pretty deep friendships here. Travel groups, you hook up with buddies and say, yeah, I'm going to go to Cambodia. And, oh, hey, do you mind if I tag along? Okay. Then there you go. You got a buddy to travel with. Or even just keep dating casually if you want, without long-term strings. And number 6 would be redefining happiness. And what I've discovered is that for many guys over 50, happiness comes from freedom, peace, and choosing your own path, not necessarily from a relationship. Staying single lets you live authentically without compromise. And that has been amazing. So in closing, I just want to mention that if you're over 50 and you're considering life out here in Southeast Asia, again, wherever, Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, wherever, remember, staying single is not a failure. I know when people come up to me sometimes say, yeah, I've been happily married for 10 years. Come back and I'll say, yeah, I'm happily single, because again, I think there's like this stereotype that if you're single, you're lonely. And that is not the case. In fact, I find single people sometimes are much happier, at least in my experience anyway. I know a lot of married guys unhappy. Yeah, I know married guys that are also happy too. So I'm not saying that you can't find happiness within a relationship. It doesn't have to be marriage. I'm not going to venture down that path again myself. I'm okay with a long-term relationship, even a live-in at some point, if the right one came along. But for me to make it legal and have some legal document involved in it, that's not going to happen ever again. And I think a lot of people that come from the West probably have been through a divorce and don't even want to go through that again. So again, staying single is not a failure. it can actually be one of the smartest choices that you make. I really feel that. Freedom, peace of mind, and adventure are waiting if you're single. Again, not to say that you can't have that if you're in a relationship. If you're in a right relationship, somebody that really meshes well with you, it's possible, of course. But you don't have to be in a relationship to be happy. You can be single and still have a great life, let me tell you. And again, you don't need a relationship to enjoy, to enjoy life. You don't. So let me know, guys, in the comments. Do you agree, or do you think life is better with a partner here out in Southeast Asia? I'd love to hear your experience. Let me know, guys, down in the comments. Single, married, or maybe just a relationship but no legal relationship, as in no marriage. Guys, if you haven't checked out my website, check it out. I've got a lot of great affiliates down in the description, also the pinned comment. On my website, on the main page, there is a moving or traveling out to Southeast Asia PDF that you can download, print, or just read through it with clickable links to help you with your journey, whether, again, travel or living out here, to make it that much smoother. And check out my Geo Travel Essentials for all the gear I highly recommend for living or traveling out here in Southeast Asia. Appreciate it, guys. If you found this video useful, please give me the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, and share this if you think somebody else could find this information useful as well. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.